Not all of the greatest music being recorded is on the radio, and not every concert is performed in front of tens of thousands of people. In my spare time for the past several months, I have been filming and interviewing amateur and semi-professional musicians in several different cities and towns across the Commonwealth of Virginia. To interview some of the artists like Star Baby and the Rolling Ohms,
well, she just wants to live before the day she dies.
In Beat Haven, I needed to travel no farther than a few miles from our newsroom in downtown Harrisonburg, Virginia. But to connect with some of the artists featured in my story, I had to travel much further. I caught up with several hip-hop artists at Club Infusion in Richmond, Virginia, while me and a colleague were in town to cover the inauguration of Virginia Governor Ralph Northam. Others, like Mr.Mavrikk, came to our offices to be interviewed. I first noticed this jazz band that is recognized under the banter Chris Callahan Productions when I was covering a gala hosted by the Helen Project International in Louisa County, Virginia. So naturally, when I decided to do a story on musicians in Virginia, they came to mind, and I traveled to Kent Store, Virginia to film and interview Chris Callahan and his band. Along the way to interview Chris Callahan and his band, I stopped in Charlottesville, Virginia to interview and film this group of friends that don't have a name for their band, but they play together and individually and with other bands in the area at local bars and music venues just about every week.
What is that powder? Baby, I don't know.
My Virginia Musicians tour ended in Verona, Virginia with an exclusive interview with former Abstract Fam hip-hop artist E.A.Z.Y, also known as E.A.Z.Y. Every artist and or group that I encountered had their own unique styles and crossed many different genres. Club Infusion in Richmond featured several acts. Young Quality is 18 and has been rapping since he was 11 years old. I asked Young Quality who his favorite artists are that are currently in the rap game.
You know, Famous Dex, Rich the Kid, I fuck with them because they on a new wave, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's the new era, you know what I'm saying? And I fuck with them, I just fuck with them because of their swag. I fuck with how they don't give a fuck, they unbothered, just like me, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, I feel like I'd be a perfect fit for them, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even, fuck all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with them, I fuck with everybody, every black man that's out here grinding, you know what I'm saying? I praise all of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see all the black people in the world as my brothers, you know what I'm saying? My brothers because we dying, man, like we dying out, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't what's up. And everybody hating on each other instead of loving each other, dog. You got we black killing each other.
African Boys is a 28-year-old rapper that grew up in Sierra Leone, and he now raps here in the United States of America. I caught up with African Boys and his entourage after his act.
I'm Liberia, but I was raised in Sierra Leone, so I speak Creole, so I can be like Kushe Hadibody, we say come on, you know, so I can tell you all that. So I'm real, man.
How old are you?
Me, I'm 28, you know. I've been here, I've been grinding. I came here when I was 12. I respect the hustle, I respect everybody grind. I even brought my homeboys, they come and perform here. I did a couple minutes. I'm happy with that.
Where do you see your music career 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I see it overseas, international. I see people actually listen to good music, because that's what we're lacking nowadays, you know. And everything I do is for the family, like I said. So if you follow that grind, it's 100.
Beat Haven makes his music with a 5-track digital loop machine, as well as a beat machine, a keyboard, and his vocals. He showed me how he does it, and I was quite impressed. snippet of a song by Beat Haven that he says was written in response to the deadly alt-right rally on August 12, 2017 in Charlottesville, Virginia.
There's work to do now, there's work to be done. The journey has only just begun. Your next in line, so step up to the plate. It's your time to stand up against hate. Stand up for love, show them we're above it. Stand up for peace, show them that we love it. Stand up for you, you stand up for me. We show them that we're one big family. Every race I see, every color and creed. And when the going gets tougher and deep. The wind keeps blowing, the rain keeps falling down. Where the wind keeps blowing, the rain keeps falling down. The wind keeps blowing, the rain keeps falling down. The wind keeps blowing, the rain keeps falling down.
Chris Callahan said he is inspired by his religious beliefs.
Just doing what we love and getting that real good feeling that, you know, only music can bring to you, to other people. You know, change some lives, you know, help other people experience their, or, you know, find out what their gift is, you know, and, you know, just building up the kingdom of God is ultimately what we're trying to do.
Mr.Mavrikk is a full-time worker at a local factory. He is married with a family and raps when he can and doesn't see a future ever without music.
It's kind of in me. It's like, you know, even like a basketball player that wanted to make it to the NBA, didn't quite make it to the NBA. Is he gonna stop shooting jump shots? Like, it's kind of in you. You just got to do it. You might not do it so much, but, you know, every now and then you might get that itch. It's gonna be in me forever.
E.A.Z.Y is a high-level executive and percentage owner at an international firm that is a leading provider of services to immigrants across the United States. Evan's interest and continued involvement in the music scene intrigued me. It's often assumed that artists are only out to quote-unquote make it big or quote-unquote get rich. And while almost all of the artists that I interviewed genuinely made it clear that whether they make it big or get rich in the music business or not, that they would continue to be involved in music in some way, shape, or form. Evan E.A.Z.Y has already made it big and attained wealth and success in the business world. And despite the fact that he often works 15 to 20-hour days, 7 days a week, he still has found time to perform for charitable events. And he also found time to make this politically motivated video around the time that Donald J. Trump received the GOP's nomination to run for President of the United States of America in 2016.
And God bless America, but I'm scared for our America. We've got a man that wants to be president, bashing Miss America, and his hands up her dress, like just play along if you wanna be Miss America, and play it wrong and I'll destroy your whole life in front of all of America. And let's build a wall around my America. Let's lock up half the blacks in this America. Let's ban all Muslims in this America. Yeah, let's divide this America. And God bless America. I said God bless America. Lands of the Aryan breed and home of the slave. Slaughter the redskin and tell them there's the section of land that you can live in. Like we took it all from him. We've been paddling up the wrong stream all the way since the slave ships 2016, and we still stuck on the same shit.
There was a couple months right before the election. Prior to my career, I had no interest in politics whatsoever. When I was really young, my father fashioned himself to be quite a revolutionist. We went and protests and did all kinds of stuff. And then, because of sort of things that I experienced, I completely dislocated myself from that. But for the 2016, campaign for Donald Trump, there were some pretty negative feelings that sort of were cultivated inside of myself, but then that were true amongst my peers. And I literally was sitting at my house one day. A friend of mine sent this instrumental. It had sort of a jazz undertone, and I don't know. It felt like poetry when I heard it. And I wrote down really quickly, kind of like a long paragraph. And the paragraph turned into this song called God Bless. And the next day I was in the studio for the first time in a really long time. I took some old music that I had done and was putting it on a song, and the producer I was working with was like, all right, well, do you have anything else? We were wrapping up the session. I was like, you know what? I've got this poem that I wrote yesterday. I really want to do it. And literally I went into the booth. He played the instrumental once. I recorded it once through, and I told him, I said, look, if it works, it works. If not, I'm not worried about it. He put it together and sent it to me. And I myself was a little unsure of it, and then I showed a couple people, and yeah, I don't know, it just evolved. And it's a song that I'm really proud of, a poem that I'm really proud of, because it was so incredibly true and relevant to myself at the time.
While E.A.Z.Y says music will always be a part of his life, his career has become his main focus. And the work that his company involves themselves in saves lives and works every day to reunite families torn apart by a broken immigration system and a broken criminal justice system. That being said, E.A.Z.Y does have advice and a lot of respect for up-and-coming artists, and here it is in his own words.
That it's a career. You have to work. You have to work hard. I love music. It didn't turn into a profitable venture for myself. It wasn't something that I could sustain my family with profits from that. Again, I love it, but I have an incredible respect for people that dedicate themselves 100% to it, because you have to. I can remember getting together and rehearsing with the 2 other friends of mine that were in our group. It didn't matter if we were going and playing at a bar in front of 10 people or if we were going to Howard University. We practiced and practiced and practiced, and it wasn't just about lyrics. It was about your presence, you know, what you were doing. And you have to educate yourself on marketing. You have to educate yourself on how to interact with people and how to grow your fan base. And you have to bust your butt. It's not any different than any other career. If you love music, if you love doing what you do, you better focus yourself 100%, because you can't be halfway in it. You have to be. It's all or nothing.
In conclusion, it's great to go see your favorite big-name band, artist, or group perform at an expensive venue or arena, and there's nothing wrong with that. But never hesitate to check out local or regional talent. It may be just as or even more entertaining and cost you little to nothing out of pocket. You could be a part of propelling that artist to stardom, because everyone starts somewhere. In Virginia, Theo Whitelow for Breaking Through.